How you feeling?
Good, thank you. Weak. I don't think I'd win too many fights right about now, so he's...
I think a lot of fans were excited for the Rick Bowness era to begin. I'm sure, what was that like for you, and how disappointing was it for you to not be starting that era?
Very disappointing and very frustrating to sit at home and watch the games, but I've got a great staff, and those guys did a wonderful job preparing the team. And as you know, all our meetings, our coaches are involved in everything we do, in face-offs, power play, penalty kill, we are all involved. So as frustrating and disappointing as it was to miss the games, I knew that the team was in excellent hands. Those guys did a great job. That's a tough circumstance. All of a sudden you're being thrown in, okay, you got to run the bench, now you got to run the meetings. But again, they're all experienced guys. They all handled it first class, and the team was in really, really good hands. So it's a different voice, but in terms of everything else, those guys did a great job, and give the players credit as well. I think they battled hard, and I know we're 2-2, but we've been in every game, and they did fine. It's very frustrating to watch, and really disappointing missing games, which I never ever do, but stuff happens.
A little chuckle with us about how involved you were behind the scenes. You not being there, what did it keep you from being able to do?
I didn't bother them between periods. I didn't call them. I texted Matt and James for what I was seeing was going on. But again, when you're behind the bench, the game's a lot faster. The game's very easy on television. The game is very easy looking up above. It's very different on the bench, and you've got to trust your instincts behind the bench. So I didn't want to bother them in terms of talking to them between periods. And I trust their judgment very, very much. So post-game meetings, the Zoom calls, I'd break down the video from at home, just to make sure we were all seeing the same thing, which we were. The team was in good hands, but just my involvement was just more the Zoom calls and the conversations and the texts.
Rick, obviously, COVID's no laughing matter. It's hit lots of people extremely hard. I don't know how much you want to get into, but how did it hit you?
Hard. It really hit me hard. I've never had it, and I've had the booster shots and everything else. Haven't had that fourth booster yet, but that's coming. I got probably sick the Wednesday before the Friday game. Wednesday night, I wasn't feeling well. Thursday was a bad day. It was a day off for the players. It hit me really hard Friday morning, the day of the opener. That's when I knew, okay, we're in a little bit of trouble here. So I went home. I had those home tests, and 3 of them, and they were all positive. So we knew we weren't going too far. But it was a couple of tough days. And actually, on Tuesday night, I thought I could get on a plane on Wednesday morning and join the team in Denver. But I woke up Wednesday morning, and the temperature was 102 and sweaty, and it was unreal from when I went to bed to when it woke me up early in the morning. So I knew then we're not going too far. And I went to bed at 9 in the morning and slept right through till 1. It was, and I never sleep during the day. I don't sleep 4 hours at night, right? So it was unreal. I woke up, wow. Anyways, after that, it got better. I went for a walk yesterday. That was the first time out of the apartment in a week. But it certainly felt good. So right now I'm weak, no symptoms. It's over 10 days, so I know I'm not contagious. I know I'm not spreading anything, so we're all good.
Obviously, Saturday night, Toronto in town, pretty good way, I guess, to jump right back into things, though?
Yeah, it is. Listen, we've had all 4 games have been very, very tough. Great teams. Toronto's a great team. And and we got St. Louis coming in Monday. Not that we're looking ahead, but it's a tough schedule, and tonight's game is going to be very, very tough. We know that, but we're just coming off 4 tough teams, and we want to be in that conversation with the teams that are elite teams like that, are considered to be Stanley Cup contenders. If we want to be in that conversation, then we've got to find some ways to win some of these games.
Since we talked to Scott on Thursday, Nikolai Ehlers has been placed on IR. I know that for sure takes him out for these next 2 games. Can you just give us a sense maybe of, I guess, the level of concern, whether it could be longer than that with him?
No, we don't think so. I think it's not as bad as it could have been. It's not bad as the worst fears. He's going to be okay. We're hoping a week to 10 days. It's not. It shouldn't be any longer than the projected call. There's nothing underlying there that's where they think he's going to make this go a lot longer. At this stage, we're still thinking the original time frame.
So just a week to 10 days, that's total, not from today?
No, from the other day, yeah. Again, that's, you're talking a couple of days here and there.
Rick, just to clarify, were those the first games you've ever missed, like watching a team that you've been coaching?
Yes, I did miss one game in Dallas. There was a health issue that day too, so
Yeah.
But I was there at the rink,
Right on.
and I was there between periods. So I just didn't go behind the bench, so I really didn't miss the game other than being because I was there at the rink. That is the first game I've missed. So
Not that I wanted to bring up the
and I don't want
details
to
or
ever
anything,
do it
just for
again too.
clarification.
I don't miss games.
Just in looking ahead to tonight's game, and I know the focus is always on your hockey club, but yesterday the Leafs called up Wayne Simmons. Today they called up Kyle Clifford. It's, we know what kind of players they are. And these teams have a history of getting after one another. Is that what you're somewhat anticipating tonight? Or?
We'll see who they dress, how they play, how the game goes. We're going to play our game, and we're going to look after ourselves out there, and that's all that matters. They're going to play who they're going to play, and they're going to play their style, and that's who they are. Those two guys you mentioned are great teammates, and they're very physical players. We get that, but regardless who they put on the ice, we have a game plan in place, and we're going to stick to the way we want to play the game.
Yeah, and the way you want to play the game. In the first 4 games, I'm not sure if there's a percentage or whatever, but would it have been over 50% of those first 4 games you've been able to play to your identity from what you've
A
seen?
little more than that. I'd say 60, 65%. We got to cut down our chances against. When we're on our game, then we're not giving up those chances. So that's the consistency that we're looking for. But yeah, there's been a lot of good things in every game, but and hey, listen, the other team is out there too. They're trying to win, and they're a really good team. So we're not going to, they didn't control us for 60 minutes. We didn't control them for 60 minutes. So to answer your questions, we did a lot of good things, and we kept ourselves in every game, even though we fell behind 4-0 in Vegas. We're still in the game till the end. But again, those teams, we're not going to go out there and control the tempo of a game for the full 60 minutes, but nor are they. So then that's just as important.
Just going back to what you've missed, obviously didn't get to kind of have the return to Dallas. That was disappointing too, I assume.
Yeah, we'll get back there. I think we're going back there pretty quick. So yeah, you always want to go back in the old team, but get to see everybody. But that's all. The game is the most important thing. So once the puck drops, I miss that more than going back to Dallas, going back anywhere. The puck drops and you're behind the bench. There's no better feeling.
What did you see after the Dallas game that led to the changes on defense and even in terms of the lineup too?
Well, it's just we weren't getting enough shots and we weren't getting them involved enough, and that's something that we've been preaching from day one. So just changed the pairings up a little bit, and it freed Neil up a little bit, obviously. If you're watching, Nate's getting a lot more one-timers, which we're trying to get from him because he's got a great shot. So we had to do something to get our D more involved, and both in shots on net and in involved in the rush. And we're going to continue to preach that.
I was assuming you're liking what you're seeing then from Josh and Neil then?
Yes.
On that?
Yeah. Look at the goal. They're both, mobile guys, and they've got the green light now. We were saying that, and we just looked over a bunch of clips, and this is what didn't happen on that first goal against. Our D are coming. It's the responsibility of the forward to back that defenseman up, which we didn't do on that first goal against. But when we see our D coming, there better be a forward backing them up. And when they're not, it's not the D's fault, it's the forward's fault for not backing them up.
I don't need to get into that, but Dylan DeMello, when you have 3 forwards down like that, should he have pinched on that goal then?
Well, he has.
It's tough to.
If he can if he backs out, they're out of their zone.
Right.
So that's not Dylan. Dylan was the first on the puck. Go get the puck. Now we need the other guys to move, and we just didn't back him up. So Dylan did the right thing. The puck is there. Go get it. If you're 100%, in which he was, then he's got to trust the other guys to back him up, and that's the consistency that I'm talking about. We're giving up that chance and a goal that we shouldn't have given up. That's, those are reads that we'll just keep on preaching to the forwards.
Josh is good to go tonight.
Yes.
And Dylan Sandberg, how's he?
I think he's still day-to-day. No change in him. Yeah, right, Chris? You're looking there with a perplexed look on your face. Are you okay?
Just thinking about the game.
You getting yourself ready to play?
Nice game face.